What if it was the complete opposite of what we're being told is the truth? What if, for example, people who wear masks are traitors? What if people who wear masks are not the good ones, they're the traitors? They've sided with the enemy. They've believed enemy propaganda. And they think they're so self-righteous. Oh, look at me. I'm going to stop a pandemic with a sanitary towel and a couple of elastic bands. Of course you are. While scaring the children. You're scaring my children, madam, going out like that. They keep saying, Daddy, Daddy, why are all the people looking like that? I said, I don't know. I think they're just doing as they're told or something. Don't think they've really thought about it, have they?
Would you wear a mask if there was no punishment for not wearing one?
Of course. Yes.
Why?
It's advised by the government?
Right, you rely on and trust the advice of the government?
Most certainly, yes.
Right. Okay, great.
We have our scientists, our trusted scientists, our chief medical officers of this country,
Right.
and they've obviously given an inclination of what we should be doing, and I think it's in our best interests in fighting this pandemic to do so.
And what do you think we should do about the people that refuse to? Because the sort of people that watch my channel, some of them, they don't really have proper exemptions, and they're deliberately going around, in public without masks and face covering. What do you think we should do with these people?
Well, I must say it's up to the government to make that decision.
What would you do if you could? Would you punish them?
Well, obviously I do not want to infringe massively on anyone's individual liberties. However, I would strongly imply that the law is as it is and people should respect that. If they continue to refuse to do so, then I think I would follow a similar suit that the government is doing so with fines and things like that.
Yeah.
I think it's in our best interest in fighting this pandemic to all work together and make it a kind of national effort.
Great. Just one last thing. Where do you get most of your information from?
Well, BBC, Sky, mainly what I would consider to be impartial news organisations like that.
Brilliant.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Do you wear masks on public transport and wherever you're meant to?
Yes, I do wear them on public transport, yes.
Okay. And if there wasn't a punishment for not wearing them, would you wear them?
No, I probably would still continue to wear them, actually. I think it's something small you can do. Yeah.
You think you're doing something?
Yeah, I feel like just from what supposedly people say, the talking and things, that reduces the spread.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. The latest news is that the talking spreads it. So are you going to cut that out?
Talking? Probably not. No, just keep your thing on top. But I actually don't really like taking public transport for that reason, because I really don't like wearing them at all.
Right.
So I just feel like you can't breathe and feel like you have COVID, really. Once you wear them for too long.
No. There are some people that are going to be watching, subscribers to the channel that this is going to go on, who have been deliberately going on public transport, going into shops, deliberately without a mask on. What do you think we should do about these people? Do you think we should punish them?
I think probably yes, but I also understand. I don't know, I think it's really difficult, actually. I think it's really hard, because I think that there are some people's attitudes are just they want to get on with. No, I think it's wrong for people. I actually do get annoyed at people when they purposely they have their mask underneath them. Yeah. And they're just speaking on the phone to someone, and actually I think that's.
I mean, I personally know somebody who's not worn a mask since this whole mask debacle.
No, I don't agree with that at all.
No? Do you think that people that should be punished? What sort of punishment would you mete out on such a person? I mean, if you think, you have to understand that although you seem really quite a nice person, what you're actually saying is that if you think someone should be punished, that means that you should have the right to punish them, right? So, because otherwise you're saying, I mean, if they should be punished, it should be punished by you or anybody, right?
I don't want to snitch, do I?
So what punishment do you think? Do you think that maybe we need to start bringing back corporal punishment for this kind of behaviour?
No. What, like a slap on the wrist? No, I don't know.
Maybe a couple of £100 or something. But I think that's what the going rate is these days for not wearing a mask.
What do you think, Grace?
Rising to £6,400 for not wearing a mask. So good move.
You know what?
Sorry,
I don't
can
know.
I ask you the same?
Yes, you may.
Okay, so do you wear a mask on public transport?
I do, yeah. I do, yeah.
And and if you didn't have to, or if you weren't, there was no fine at all or anything like that, would you also wear one?
Yeah, because I feel like morally I wear it rather than to avoid a fine.
Right.
Being a young person.
So you do it anyway. You do it without the fine.
I mean, yeah, I think I would, yeah.
Yeah. And what do you think should be done with people who deliberately just don't, just go on public transport just with their noses out, their mouths out, those type of people? What should we do about them?
Well, yeah, punish them. I don't know how you would even...
Would you punish someone like that? If you were to see someone like, let's say me, for example, what kind of punishment would you be happy? Would you say, right, you must hand over £200 or something for that kind of thing? That's about right.
I personally would not. No, I don't think.
wouldn't
I don't think
administer
I
that?
should.
You wouldn't like to administer that?
Not me personally. I don't feel like on any high ground to start going around telling people to wear them. But I personally just feel like.
Yeah, but if you think they should be punished, then that means that you would have the right to punish them just as much as anybody else. Either someone deserves to be punished or not. So, how would you feel about punishing someone? Giving them a ticket. Yeah. If you just met someone on the tube and you found out that they'd been, not had worn masks, how would you feel about sort of giving them a ticket for £200?
Well, I don't think.
Would you do it?
I don't think it could be self-enforced because otherwise some people would go around trying to fine everyone and some people wouldn't. I've got to have some official level. I can't punish someone. I'm not.
But also,
I don't know.
But would it bother you morally? Because you're talking about morally. Would it bother you morally to punish someone?
Might give someone a dirty look, or
I've definitely given people dirty looks.
give people.
You've given people dirty
I've definitely given people dirty
for not wearing masks.
Yeah, I have. I mean, I do have the case of, I think that people do also actually health reasons don't wear them.
Yeah.
But someone who has it underneath them and they obviously should be wearing one, I do give them a dirty look. Yeah, I do. But also, if you ask this question in 6 months' time, I'd probably would be more likely to punish because I'd just be like, this is fucking boring. Let's just get on with it and go. Let's just try and nip this in the bag. I think actually. Yeah.
Sitting immediately around someone.
I mean, it's funny because I kind of, from my point of view, I feel like your attitude should be punished. Someone with your attitude should be punished.
Why?
Because.
Right,
Well, because there is a whole, body of thought which has all sorts of people behind it that say that this whole thing is just some weird psychological operation that doesn't make any sense whatsoever. What are your sources of information? Where do you get your information from?
I get them from the news and from the government.
Right.
But I have to say, I know of people, my friends included, who are the 5G skeptical people, and really pisses me off because it's just actually
forget 5G. Forget 5G. It's nothing to do. No, it's not about 5G. It's about there are literally dozens of serious questions about what has been going on. Dozens, right, of serious questions.
Yeah.
And the thing is that you have admitted when the people that see this watch this, that they're gonna. You're lovely. You come over as really lovely, but you also come over as a bit naive. That you get your information from the government and the news. What on earth are you doing?
What is the alternative?
What on earth are you doing watching the news? Are you nuts?
What's the alternative?
Where do you get your information from then?
Good question. I get my information from a whole bunch of sources. Some friends, books, YouTube, social media.
But that's the news.
it's
definitely-
yeah. Listen, I'm not saying that where I get my source of information from is trustworthy either, right? But I'm saying that
I don't believe the news. I know that something like the BBC, for example,
Yeah.
the things that they are showing are so negative always, and they're always
Yeah.
saying things that
That's
they're never
right.
telling any kind of positive things. And I really noticed that recently, is that they
Yeah.
actually don't say anything positive about it, anything good, and it's really annoying because actually sometimes the
So
news
why
can
do
be
you
good.
watch it?
I don't. It pops up on my phone. Sometimes I have to
get rid
turn
of
it
it.
off.
Get
I
rid
know.
of it from
Sometimes
your
I do.
phone.
Sometimes I
It
do.
shouldn't pop up on your phone. You can get rid of it.
I know. I think, but also it's good. Then you also need to find out. The news does show statistics.
Oh,
And,
does it?
Well,
Which statistics does it show you?
Well, for
Can you
example.
trust the statistics?
Well, when the BBC News publishes Boris Johnson's, speech, that is obviously. Well, we like to believe that's what's going on, but I don't know.
Anyway, it's been lovely to talk to you. Do you wear a mask on public transport?
Yes, I wear a mask on public transport.
And if there was no punishment for not wearing one, if they just said, we advise you to wear one and we'd like you to, but you don't have to, they don't say you don't have to.
I wear it out of respect to other people, to take that fear away from them. It's not a personal fear, it's a fear so people don't get scared of me. And that's
Right.
it. And I like wearing one because I can hide. It's just,
Right.
yeah.
Oh, so you like to do it to hide?
Yeah, I like it. I've been trying to wear a mask all my life. It's great.
Right.
Dressing up. Then November the 5th, put a mask on. It's
Right.
fantastic.
Right.
Too much spying on us. So it's just an opportunity to,
Okay. Now there are some people who haven't worn a mask since the beginning of this whole thing. Yeah, on principle they don't wear masks. Do you think these people should be punished?
I don't. I think that's air shit. That's obviously their reasons for doing it. I can't judge them. I can only judge myself and and do things for myself out of my own conscience. So if they choose not to wear a mask, then fair enough. If you can tell me they've not infected anybody or anything like that, I doubt it at all. I'd never confront someone either for not wearing a mask.
Right. Okay. And you're wearing a mask this year, I see. Why weren't you wearing one last year?
Well, this is it. Last year, no one was panicking about spreading viruses and stuff, were they? No one was panicking about spreading germs. It was we could see people from Asia and Japanese in particular wearing masks, and we understood they was wearing it because they had a virus and they were wearing it out of respect so they don't spread it. So I'm not. Was there any COVID last year?
There was something.
There was something last year. How
many people? And the other thing I'd ask you is, how many people do you think you've killed in your life from having flu?
I've never had the flu.
Oh.
I haven't had a cold since.
But you might have had the virus without having any symptoms.
Honestly, I've not been ill since about 91, 92.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Had a little chat after that, and he told me that he was up in court for a number of cases, including one where I'm going to show you in a moment, where they threw some paint over one of the ministries, where the Conservatives had just voted against the recommendations of the Grenfell report to make buildings safer. Over 300 Conservative MPs voted against those recommendations, which is quite astonishing, and apparently 5 of those MPs were in the building at the time of the following action.
This isn't usual behaviour for me. This is me stepping out of my comfort zone in such a massive way. I'm standing in the middle of London with my hand glued to a window.
I am here today because I'm absolutely beyond disgusted at the total lack of care from the news department.
Let's not forget the 620 plus NHS staff and care home workers that died during this pandemic.
They still manage to make money for their cronies with the horrible contracts they're giving out without tender. But no nurses get a pay rise, and they work hard and deserve that respect.
This is for all of the People sat at home in incontinence pants, sitting in piss and shit because no one's coming around to change them because everything's been put out to tender, every penny, everything's squeezed, while these rich bastards keep making money. It's not right.
Are they the Department of Health and Social Care or the Department of Wealth and Sociopaths? Department of Planning for Social Collapse.
Stand up, people. Stand up. Please stand up and fight back.
They knew this pandemic was coming. 2016, the last report, sickness report.
Monster.
If they'd have shared that with us, if we'd have been allowed to prepare in our communities, this pandemic would have been different. The climate crisis is bringing this again and again, and that's what I'm fighting for. I want us all to know the truth so that we can prepare for the coming climate crisis and all the shit that is going to bring.
Whatever we have or haven't done doesn't come lightly. It's not something we can just walk out and do. It takes restless nights. It takes not being able to eat. It takes really coiled up stomachs. But when I'm not doing it, and when I'm not thinking about the injustices in this world, I'm not standing up for the injustices in this world, then I'm failing my children. I'm not being the dad that I need to be.